Welcome to Secura Law Experience. I'm Luis Elizalde, founder of Secura Law. I'm here with
Stephanie de la Millar.
and
Mari Serrano.
Mari de Serrano from Mexico, Realty Living.
welcome, Mari.
Thank you very much for having me here. I'm so happy sharing this beautiful time. But it's going to be richer information that we're going to discuss along the podcast, right?
We're looking more to know you.
Know me. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes the people that are looking or watching and the people that is looking for you as a realtor. Can you tell us a little bit about you, your background? How did you arrive as a broker? Do you like really to be a broker?
Absolutely. I love to be a realtor, broker or Mexico Realty Living. More about myself, I've been here in Playa del Carmen since 2014. I was living in Canada for 10 years. I'm a Canadian citizen, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm Mexican, born, raised, and educated in Mexico City. And I did a degree in accounting with a specialty in finances, right? So with this background, I got the opportunity to go Canada in 2004. In 2004. February 2004, I landed there, I went to study English, right? And I met who is actually my husband in March.
Whoa!
So ever since we've been together, and I got the experience being as a newcomer in a country as a Canada, and I'm a Canadian citizen, mm-hmm. right? But I was exposed to the language, laws, all the players, how this first world country operates, right? And it's a multicultural society. Mm-hmm. So with all that integrated, I got a work opportunity to come to Mexico to the southern part, which is here in Playa del Carmen, sure. Right? So I was in charge of a restaurant over the Fifth Avenue, and I was dealing with everything, payrolls, taxes, based on my education and background, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. But somehow life took me into real estate. So I was working for this restaurant for a year and a half. The owner is a Italian Canadian. Mm-hmm. So afterwards I was unemployed, but I was looking for a job, and I came across a job opportunity with a Canadian woman who runs a real estate business here too. So from there everything started. Of course I got experience working on other agencies, but in 2018, I got,
4 years later, when you...
4 years later,
okay.
Right? After working with her, I worked with another real estate agency, a good, real estate, company here. Mm-hmm. But since I see all the skills and information I have, the experience being in a multicultural society, right? So I said, why I don't start something by my own, with another people,
But when was your first sale or your first closing, let's say?
Oh, my first closing, it's like everyone's. It was tough, with lots of objections. But,
But it was right away, or it took you like...
Well, it took me like 6 months, right? No, most of the people go for 6 months, right? Period of time to get your first closing. So it was a couple from United States, right? And, I got a good experience in that closing, right? I saw how, my education, my experience, the knowledge and expertise already gained with another real estate agencies took me into that position that I was able, to close it. 6 months, because, we get a lot of leads that come in, but no, then you close it like right off. Mm-hmm. It takes time, right?
It takes time.
It takes time. But it was a really good closing. They got a good real estate experience with my service and, of course, the real estate agency. From there, of course, more closings come. I don't know, somehow you get so many leads and you are talking with them, you get a presentation, over the Zoom, or they come to see you, we go to the property tour. And, sometimes it happens like you get one closing after another, mm-hmm. right? Yeah. Like a tree line up, and you're closing and closing.
That is good, yes.
Yeah, while sometimes you don't get like a one, you get 3 online or mm-hmm. 5 online.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's good, right?
No, yes, it's very nice, but it's kind of...
stressful.
Stressful, of course, because you are not making, earnings, but it's good. I mean, as long as you enrich your service, right? I mean, you can get there better and better to the next closing.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. That it's. I mean, it's stressful, but you get more experience.
Right.
No? And finally, you get the expertise of resolving any matter.
Exactly. And since we here in Quintana Roo, we got a real estate law, we got to have continued education, right? You got to keep yourself or your real estate business here on the top, because otherwise, how you gonna advise to your buyers? And of course, we got to always get the services like you, like as attorneys. Like we say our clients, I am not an attorney, neither any person on the real estate agency, and in our office. So we got to hire someone with expertise in real estate.
But still, you need that kind of little knowledge, let's say, in law, in architecture, engineering. So you are not just the broker, It's not I'm just selling houses. No, you need to know a lot of things. That is when you feel or when you realize who is expertise in a real estate environment. Because, okay, you can say, this house costs 300,000. That's it. And that's it. Or 2 stories, 3 bedrooms. But when you are a professional like you, and you speak with your client, okay, you can see this house has more than 14 years. It's really well built. That kind of architecture, engineer, law that you may know.
Right.
Of course, you say to the client, I'm not the expert on that. I'm the expert selling, but not the...
Yeah.
But that's good that you know a lot of that things, I think.
Yeah, it's good to make that difference, to differentiate what is real estate and what is the law, Of course, based on my education, the degree I have in accounting, and finance. So I am able to integrate many things. Of course, I got to study laws, administration, taxes, psychology. It was part of my degree.
Exactly.
And when I went to Canada, I got more studies. Also, the University of Toronto qualified my education here in Mexico is similar to 4 years or the degree in accounting in Canada.
Okay.
So which is good. And I was working in other environment, knowing my career, I got the opportunity to work with psychiatrists. So I'm telling all these things because it helps me to understand the person, right?
Totally.
What they're looking, how to integrate them in Mexico and in Quintana Roo, laws. Of course, we got the federal law, we got the state law, the county, right? Which is completely different what they are used in their country, But
they try. Sorry to interrupt you, but that you have the experience of living there and with the client that you have that normally Canadian and Americans.
Correct.
How do you deal with the thing that they tell you? Yes, but this is not like in Canada. This, of course, they are buying in Mexico. And,
Correct.
And they have to understand that difference, because sometimes we try, as an attorney, we try to say, okay, it looks like in Canada, looks like in America or United States, but it's not the same, But more in the area of real estate, how do you deal with them?
I will explain then that the property residency is here. Because in Canada, when they speak about how you're going to pay taxes, they talk in the residency, where the person is.
Okay,
right?
Good.
Even like myself, I am Canadian, and I'm living here, I have to pay taxes.
Sure.
Right, because I'm still here, but I make an income. My residency is here. So based on the residency, they calculate or they ask you to pay taxes, So that's what I explained then. Also Americans, they understand that the property residency is here.
Exactly.
So we got to stick to the laws, the regulations, right? Forget about, probably United States or Canada. We can translate it for you to understand it, but the property residency is here, so we got to follow up here.
Sure.
Right? So, and we always offer our services more not as selling the property, right? Because we are not the owners of the properties. It's more selling our services to represent them.
Exactly.
And I got the buyer representative certificate, right, to represent them as a buyers.
That's good. So you are more specialized with buyers.
With buyers.
That's
of
good.
course, we get sometimes properties for selling.
For
For listing. which is very good, but mainly it's the buyers,
Nice.
So we always looking to provide the best service, to get always being good educated systems, the team to attend in timely, right? So I think we are doing very good. I think it's something that we didn't expect. Even though I am Canadian, we are more like Americans buyers than Canadians somehow. Yeah, I don't know, but
You don't feel like in winter you have more Canadians when it's so cold?
yeah, we got Canadians absolutely. Probably the exchange rate, the currency
not that good.
versus
Yeah.
right,
Yes,
is more.
sometimes
Yeah,
doesn't help.
yeah, it's lower than the rate of Canadians go for acquiring real estate here in our areas.
Yeah, totally agree with you with the exchange rate, but still it's a good exchange for them,
Oh, absolutely. Like when I change my Canadian dollars to Mexican pesos, I say,
Of
okay,
course.
that's great.
Exactly.
Looks better,
It
looks
looks
more.
better. Yeah, it looks more.
And in your experience, how, or can you tell us like a fun, if you want to tell us a funny story or a story that you said, oh, I learned a lot of this story, of this closing, no?
Well, we got so many, like used to say one, I mean, it was one property in Cancun, beautiful house, beautiful with a large pool, sliding doors, from the kitchen, living room, facing the pool.
Nice.
But when we came to that property, the couple, I think they are Christian, right? He's from Russia, no, he's from Romania. She's
Okay.
Mexican, but they live in the United States. So we were like, closing the property, everything ready, they like the house. Where the pool is, kind of a wall, in the open area, where the garden is. It was a death doll. There are
Yes.
people that worship the
Yes,
death.
yes.
Right, it was a death doll, and I was like, oh my God, we're not going to close this house, right? Because the death doll,
Yeah, of
right? I said, well, even the seller tried to make the wall taller, that the death doll would not show more.
Uh-huh.
The neighbor pulled it up
Oh,
a higher
no.
level, right? And we were like, we're not going to close this sale, we are not going to
okay.
close it. Somehow our client, the buyer, went to knock the door of the neighbor. I said, I am the person, I buying the property. You got any situation, whatever is the reason that you're pulling higher and higher, the dead doll. And I say, I'm going to be your neighbor. I would like to make introduce
Good,
myself
exactly.
and make a good relationship with you. So thanks to that conversation, the doll was taken off, and we closed the
my
deal.
God.
But it was so funny because at that doll, it was the objection.
Your view.
But as you can see, exactly, like that's important. I think that's one of the most important reasons to have a broker or real estate agent, because as an attorney, we normally see documents. Okay,
Correct.
we have the document of the house, all the legal documents. An architect look the structure on a property. Engineers, it's the same. Plumbers, anyone, but they don't take in consideration these little details. But you as a broker, you already know, if we don't take this out, they're not gonna sell it.
Right.
And that's the reason the new buyer talk with the it's gonna be the new neighbor.
Right.
So that's the reason to have a real estate agent, because you realize about that. You know that it's gonna be a problem for a so little detail.
Correct.
That any else not gonna see it. So that's the reason you need that. Look for Mari.
Look for Mari. For a broker. Yes, it's one of those ones. They're very funny.
And did you know why he has that in his house?
Because the
explain?
neighbor worships death. There are a group of people that worship like a Buddha, they worship Krishna, so they worship death,
Yes.
right? So for them, the deity per se is the death, right?
Uh-huh.
So they got that death doll, on the very high, top of the wall, facing the pool and the house or our clients, so to protect them of the energies or whatever reason it was,
Okay.
right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but I was like, well, I mean, I never
Maybe their intention was to protect the other house as well, no?
Probably, yeah, you never know. But the thing, because my clients are Christian, I say,
No, of course not.
no, they're gonna go like, forgetting Mary about the house, no?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because probably they feel scared or insecure, But no, it wasn't any situation, right, at all that they would feel afraid or, uncomfortable. I mean, probably because, when you are exposed in a multicultural society like him, that he's from Romania, living in the United States, and now he's in Mexico, his wife, he was born and raised here. He's like used to this kind of little things. Like in Canada, the same. We are open to all religions, right? Everything, whatever you want to worship them, they allow you. The law allows you. So the only things they don't like you to convert to other people to what you believe.
Yes, just
right?
respect the
Yeah,
others.
respect. Probably based on that, I think that when you interact with a foreign person, it's easier to lead them, through the experiences we're gonna get here.
Yes.
When they are looking at the properties, when they made a decision on this circumstance, so they kind of understanding the respect, but it's no a problem. For us, when the title is clean, everything, all documentation of the property are clear, organized, we can handle to the attorney, right? So for, courts to review everything, I think we are probably 60% or 70% fine in the transaction. Other things probably, a lot of the process, like review the agreements until the deed of title, probably good kind of, but are easier to manage, right? Than when the property doesn't have title, doesn't have deed,
Yeah, but still, I will say, and you said a really good percentage, that normally to arrive to that part of the sale, that when you have to do the due diligence, review the documents, the agreement, all the work that you make before, it's very normal that no one realizes about that. They don't see all the iceberg. They only see, I already have a client that is going to sign an offer. Yeah, but all the work behind that to show the property, to speak with them, to get the trust of them, because you are doing the job, you are professional, you are looking the best for them. Normally, no one tells about that, So when I think 70% of the sale is that moment. The 30% that is the closing with the legal documents and all this, for us, it's our complete process, but I think from your point of view is the last step on the closing, because you already speak with the clients, you already have their trust, you already, I don't know, how much time do you work with a client? A lot.
It's a lot of time,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, I've been doing closings that people, so until now, I don't know them personally, It was everything by phones, presentations, giving the feeling, sharing the feeling of the property, because we know the properties, most of them, or it's our exclusive listing, we know the property very well, and so the owner,
Exactly.
But also I have to say that and you have a lot of knowledge of the areas, or there are many brokers that say, okay, if you like it and it's pretty and looks good, let's find if it's able to be sold or not. And in your case, I see that you see, no, this is not a good area, or this is a not good neighborhood, or this could have a problem, I don't know, but I won't offer it. I think you always go to the safe places.
Yeah, we're always looking for safety,
Exactly.
It's something that we learn by the heart in Canada, because they say practice safety wherever you are and wherever you are doing, And I kept that one in my mind. So
How was that? Sorry, again?
Well, you always practice safety.
Okay, good.
Always practice safety.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen to Mary.
Because she actually does.
Yeah, no, exactly.
We were speaking at some point about areas, and she told me, no, I never offered that to my clients because I know that it will be trouble.
Exactly. So we always transmit that to our clients. The safety is very important in the property, and always we say, always have ABC,
Okay.
right, options right? Because we can start the closing with this one, or do diligence when you, right? If we find something, we're gonna tell you right off, right?
Exactly.
So don't fall in love completely. Go to the next one. I mean, we never go to the third one. Once we went to the second, because we got a property that got litigation, but in the here on the records for the properties, it has the folio had
a lien.
A lien, right?
Yes.
But under the court.
Yeah, in the courthouse.
Right,
okay,
in the courthouse, right.
They have a suit.
So my clients were so fall in love with that property. I said, I'm sorry, but I cannot.
have to break your heart.
I got to break your heart. Let's keep looking for another property, which is now a beautiful house, amazing house. They are so happy, and they say, Mary, you were right. That one I was on the property. They're still on sale. I don't know why it's still on sale, right? Because it has trouble. But for a long time, it's been listed, right? So we.
You know what property? Nah.
I know what, but it's not here in Playa del Carmen. It's in Cozumel.
Okay.
It's in Cozumel.
Okay.
Yeah, because we provide a real estate service across Riviera Maya and Yucatan, right? We know the market well.
Good.
If someone,
That's good to know.
yeah,
Okay.
if someone is looking for a property, also in Holbox, right?
Okay.
We've been getting property exclusive listings there in Holbox or in Islas Mujeres or in Cozumel, right? So we bring the property to the buyer, whatever they're looking for.
Yes. And the
Okay.
acquisition tax is lower there. So
Yes. That's
It-
good.
it's hard.
Exactly, it's good to know the acquisition taxes, right, to get the benefits, because now with so many changes in the state, right?
It's
for the-
happening, yeah.
It's happening. It's good to be up to date, you know.
Exactly, and open to.
And
there is
open.
not only Playa or Cancun or Tulum. There is many places where you can go to buy. No?
Correct, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. So that's good that you cover all this area, and you said also Yucatan.
Also Yucatan.
That's good. You can hear that. She knows all the area.
Yeah, I know the area because when I travel, you know, across Quintana Roo or I go to Yucatan, we got a good friends developers,
Okay.
right? That they invite us for, you know, some retreats when they sell lands,
Yes.
right, to experience the area, and always, you know, we got the opportunity to talk to them about the security, you know, of
Yes.
the titles or the lands or whatever development they are, you know, now up to selling. So we trust that. We haven't seen, of course, the documents, right, but the legal documents, but we already built a relationship with them. So we know when we go into that market, the real estate market, with people that we can trust at least, you know, and we know where the properties are, what are the surroundings, what could be the experience for a buyer who's looking for a property in Yucatan, you know.
Okay.
So, which is very good, you know. That's why we're looking always at good relationships with everyone.
Yeah, that's important, and something that I always said: the communication between the seller, developers, and all the parties related in the real estate transaction is very important. And I'm pretty sure that with you, we always have a really good communication. You have a really good communication with the clients, and that makes the closings, or for us that we said closing, but for you it's a sale. You make the sales looks like easy. Looks
easy, yeah, looks
exactly.
easy, but not really. I mean, it's just that we got to integrate a big file, like a kind of big file, you know, a big file, you know, as part of the real estate regulations here, because when we renew our license, we got to submit, you know, 2 or 3 cases, right?
Yes.
So it's very important to have everything, like we record everything, emails, you know, Zoom presentation, right? Because in case some clarification, you know, is needed anytime, we just pull it out, right? To review and make sure that the buyer or the seller is understanding the process, you know?
Sure.
That you are practicing according to the law.
According to the law, yeah.
And you have evidence of that.
Exactly, to have evidence of that. And it's very helpful, you know. I mean, we never got any situation with any developers, with any sellers at all. But because it's better to say, early, we see your property has these situations and will not be fixed in that given time, right? It's better we move to another property,
Sure.
And that's fine. I mean, when you are in this business, it's nothing personal. It's the way it should be.
That's very important because sometimes, as you said, the psychologists are on all of these kind of the sellers. When you say, "Hey, your property, the value of your property is not that. We want to offer this." Of course, you don't say, you are not rude, and you don't say, "Nah, I'm not gonna pay." You make an offer, but sometimes the sellers feel like, nah, they have some feelings with the house,
Yes.
Yes.
So from my point of view, you as the broker, it's kind of hard to deliver an offer when it's lower the amount that they are looking for.
Right.
But it's your work.
Yeah, it's
right?
our work, when we're representing the buyers, of course, we pass along the offer, right? The seller would say, I might take it or not, right?
Exactly.
And that's fine. I mean, as long as they are for the good price, because sometimes they got by the very sentimental side, they want property values $1 million and they want $2 million, but I mean it's quite a part of the price, But I mean everything is negotiable, right? So it's a matter of how you interact and get a conversation with both parties, But when we are representing the buyer, of course we support, we pass along the offer. And it is accepted, well, congratulations. Most of the time, it should be, in that way. I mean, the seller knows the value of the property, and they know that the transaction has already integrated the commission, right? Because here in our area, the seller pays the commission.
Sure, exactly, and that's important again to hire a realtor or a real estate agent, because you know the market. So if that property, when the seller came and say, "Hey, my property is $3 million," and you say, "It's $1 million," to say it's really $1 million.
Yeah, we do the market study to determine the correct value of the property, right? When we're representing the sellers, right? One thing I want to mention in this part. Well, let's keep talking because now it just flew out.
but it was about the price, right? Or about the appraisal, could be. If we talk, maybe you get back with the idea.
Yeah, I will get back with the idea. I was something important came to my mind and now I forgot it.
So sorry, it got me. Sorry.
Yeah.
But that's important because sometimes, as I said, sometimes they don't care about the real estate agent. They say,
I remember now.
Go ahead.
Yeah, why is important a realtor? When we get properties from the seller, that it's going to become our exclusive listing, we realize that many sellers or owners, when they first time purchase the property, they are missing so many things. So many things, unbelievable.
Okay.
They don't get the floor plans, they didn't get the closing license, right? That they pay for.
Yes, totally.
They don't get the invoice or what already the property purchased 5 years ago or 10. And you got to integrate most of the file again, and they got to pay for this, right?
Yeah.
Because
so
they didn't
put it
have
to listing.
Exactly, they didn't hire a realtor.
Yeah, exactly, because they feel that they can do it.
Or they hire an attorney that is the notary, and the notary, excuse me, but it will not represent you, it will not guide you because they are so busy with so many tax, right? And they are regulated by different laws that we in real estate, we are regulated.
Yes.
The thing is that the notary cannot be part of the transaction, cannot
Correct.
be part. They have to ensure that the transaction has to be legal, but still, for example, if the seller say, okay, I'm gonna deliver all the pre-closing documents or all the certificate about the house, the notary is gonna receive it and say, okay, I got it, and I saw it.
Correct.
And that's it. He's not gonna be on behalf of the seller or on behalf of the buyer. Something that normally, again, there is clients or they are buyers or sellers that they don't understand that.
Exactly, they don't understand.
They feel like, it's my attorney. No, it's the notary where you're going. No, but he's my attorney. Not really.
Not really. No, not
And
really.
when these things come, Like, oh, but I'm missing a document. They say it's not my responsibility because I wasn't represent you.
That's right.
No? And no, but you said that everything was okay. Yes, and everything was okay, but that doesn't mean that I have the responsibility of gathering all the documents that you will need to sell the property in the future.
That's
Telmex,
right.
for example, we have a client that they close, and before the closing, we say, okay, bring all the pre-closing documents, certificate of not and everything. And in the closing, I say, where is Telmex? What do you mean Telmex? It's not by law. No, by law it's not. But in the house is Telmex. Where is the receipt of Telmex in zero? And they bring it, and they have a computer as a loan in the Telmex receipt.
Oh, wow.
So at the end, we took 22,000 pesos from the purchase price because they tried to sell the property, and they're not gonna tell anything about the Telmex. You know?
Yeah, it happen. Yeah, you need a people with expertise in real estate. Really is a
Seeing these
peace of
small
mind.
details.
Even if you are spending, but you're gonna get that money back. You know, you're gonna sell your property. You know, sure that this is the price. You know, because all that you already spent is gonna get back. It's an investment. You know.
Yes.
It's an investment and give you all the returns that you want. That's why it's important also to get someone, a realtor like us, you know, to find you the right property, because the returns for your investment, the ROI, the cap rate, and so on, right? We know the market very well. We know where to direct you, right?
Sure.
That you will get those returns. But in the future, you sell it, you will really make it.
Yeah.
You will really make it.
That's important, and as I said, if they don't hire a real estate agent, oh my God, and they feel, no, I know, I already have 50 houses around the world. Okay, but not in Mexico.
No, in Mexico, right? And every experience is different. You never
Exactly.
see
Every country is different.
You know, we are in a real estate market that's very young.
Also,
Right.
exactly.
You know, always we got new developments, more modern, you know, with the same touch of the coastal area, right? When this summer, this eternal spring, but the developments are not the same.
No.
The market changes.
Yeah.
Or the concepts, no? Do
Oh,
you
the
remember the
concept.
condo hotel
Right.
concept?
Exactly. Do you remember the condo hotel concept, and later on is villas, or I don't know, depends where they're looking, you know. But unless some buyers, when they come and I see the development, they say, oh my God, you're really building a nice, modern, you
Yes.
know, buildings, condo units, amenities, right? Something that back home we don't have.
Mhm.
We don't have. So it's completely different.
Yeah, totally, and they are surprised when they see all
Right,
this.
and also it's good to know also our area, be Mexicans, you know. I mean, when you are from another part of the world, this one, you make this one your second home or your primary
Sure.
home, right? But when we are born and raised and educated here, like we know how to chew the things, you know, like,
Yeah.
and how to do it, right? And we can interpret that, you know,
Yes.
to the
When they say it will have a cenote, but with sharks that you can
Yeah,
swim with, and you
yeah.
are like,
No, not really.
it
Not
won't
really.
happen.
It won't happen. But no, it's a good experience. Really, I see many opportunities for everyone. You know, buyers, sellers, and when
But
we are,
what is real and what is not?
what is real,
doable,
what is doable. Yeah. So, but the experience so far is great. I mean, it takes time, but
But when you do the right things, you know, you are kind of one of the brokers that are really good. They can trust. Because the thing that you just said, the cenote with sharks, and you can. I hear from another broker that he sold a property, saying that they have a cenote in the property, and they bring it to the cenote. They saw everything, but that cenote was private from another property, and the other owner, they didn't know about that.
Oh my God.
Someone came and showed their cenote. So when they bought the house and they tried to go to the cenote, the owner say, "Hey, where are you going?" They sold me the house with the cenote. No. That cenote is mine. You cannot. It's private, so you cannot come here. And they were so pissed because the broker was looking only to make the sale. and you are not like that. You are a really good broker that always looking. What was the phrase? Security.
Always practice safety.
Always practice safety.
Yeah, always practice safety.
So
It's
you
good
know
one.
that's the good thing
Slogan.
Exactly. Could be a slogan.
Yeah.
That could be good to hire you because you are not looking only for the money. You are looking for your clients. you
Yeah,
know?
always looking for that. I mean, our testimonials from clients, they are very good. They always speak about that. When they write a note, they say safety. They are always looking for options that make us feel comfortable, understand the process, and happy what we already decided to buy.
Exactly.
You know.
That's important. And how do you feel the podcast? The time run away.
Oh, very good. Thank you very much for inviting me. So
Did you
happy.
like it?
Absolutely.
Are you coming back?
Absolutely.
I haven't recorded.
Yeah.
It is recorded.
Yeah, we're
Awesome.
coming back. Yeah, we're coming back.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
And
very much. Thank you.
I'm glad that you were happy here, and
Thank you.
I'm hoping that you come back.